Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Maximus Black.
And Nova War.
And we're bringing you our very first Masters cast.
Exactly. And not just one of them being Masters, but both of them being Masters.
Yep. These guys are in Masters. The guy up here at the top position, Terran Crow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lord.
And, wow, we are really cheesy sometimes.
That was all you.
That was
I
all
take
me.
absolutely no shame for that. And down here we have a Clivian.
Clivian? I was going to say Slivian.
I'm definitely going Clivian.
All right. Clivian it is. And this is going to be a Zerg vs. Terran game. I know that we are a channel that casts low-level games. We did spend the entire day going through low-level games, and basically it's getting late. Adam has some studying to do, and we do have a Masters area on our website, and you know what?
We just felt like doing it.
We felt like doing a Masters game once in a while, so this is a cold cast. We have never seen this before. We're assuming it's going to be good because it is Masters.
Yep.
So yeah, that's basically it.
No, that's basically it, and hopefully we don't butcher it too badly, but at the moment we are looking at what is probably going to be a fast expand out of this Zerg player. We haven't seen a spawning pool go down to my knowledge.
Nope.
And back up at the other end, the Terran players does seem to be opening very standard, what is essentially, and it looks like he is going to be walling off the second ramp. Very nice to see, something you don't often see in the lower levels, because he's walling off that second ramp so he can secure his natural, which on this map, which if I'm not mistaken, is Shakura's Plateau, is indeed a very smart thing to do, and now the Zerg player is throwing down a reasonably late
14 pool. It's not that late.
What? Was it a 14 pool?
It was a 14 pool.
Okay, when we went back up, he had 14 drones. I wasn't sure what was going on. And I think what is going to happen now is he is going to expand with that drone he is sending out to his natural. And he is?
There is a fast expansion for the Zerg. This is a good position for Zerg. You're on the cross, opposite sides of the map. Shakura's Plateau is a big map. This is good news for Zerg.
He's against the Terran, so, after that patch
Absolutely.
a million years ago.
But Crow's saying, you know what?
If anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Yes, a joke that I thought might work.
We're going to find out. Somebody's going to be like, you guys are the dumbest people on YouTube.
You goddamn Canadians.
Oh. But yeah, we're starting to see the tech trees slowly show up, and we are in fact seeing the orbital command just finishing. The hatchery is about 3/4 of the way done, and the command center not doing too bad itself. Mule coming down to help with that early economic advantage. That might mean that we're going to see more Marines than anything, because we don't have any gas, and if I'm seeing no gas and I'm seeing mules coming down, I'm thinking heavy Marine.
Absolutely. A lot of Terran players, they like to go heavy-ass Marine right at the start, especially when you're getting up this fast expansion. This is going to hold off, one of those, 7 roach rushes. If you can get enough Marine out, then get your gas in, not too much later, get a couple of those Marauders out. This is a pretty effective way, and he is doing a good job at holding off or at blocking out this expansion, so that the Zerg can't run up here and do some damage.
Yeah, and the fact that it is all barracks does mean that it will take, if for instance we do see, did that SCV just make an attempt at mining his minerals?
I think so.
I think he did. It was a valiant effort. But anyway, like I was saying, the barracks are going to take more, let's say, baneling, if we do see them go up there, than, say, like a lot of people tend to use a supply depot to get the corners of a wall-off scenario. And in this case, we're just seeing all barracks. It's going to be very difficult to get through that wall without a lot of force. We are seeing the gas finally getting up. We are seeing the layer going down. And we are about to move into the period of time where it could be a push from somebody, or at least poke their head around.
Yeah, I will suspect that the Terran player is probably going to go out and do some harassment pretty soon. You don't want to give the Zerg map control. You don't want him to get that third expansion. Crow is doing a fantastic job here at doing the scouting, knowing where he stands in this game. He knew that what's his face.
Clivian. I wanted to call him Civilian at first, but I'm calling him Clivian.
Sure, he knew that Clivian was doing an expansion, so he said, okay, you know what? Let's even the odds. I know I can do this, but he does not want to hold off too long, because once Zerg gets that economic advantage and gets a third expansion, that Terran is going to be in a world of trouble.
Oh, absolutely. And we are seeing everything under the sun coming out here for Clivian. We are seeing the Spire go up. His Roachborn just finished. The Baneling Nest is on its way. And at the other end, the Terran player getting his stim pack finally, a little bit late, but I think it's just been a deferred process where he's getting his units up and getting that expansion secured. Very nice look by both players here. This is seeming like both of them are deciding, hey, you know what? Macro game it is. We are going to take this into the mid game, and I think, if anything, we won't see too much of a push. I think we're going to see an attempt at one, and then probably both of them are going to reevaluate before they move out a second time.
Yeah, I have absolutely nothing important to say right now.
Nothing important to say right now. Well, it's kind of hard to say because both of them are, in fact, macroing up. We are seeing the Banelings coming down. +1 for the Terran as well. Very good to have if you're going to go into this. You know, you're going beyond the 7 or 8 minute mark. Your first push timing between that 6 and 8 minutes is the window has passed. Now you know you're probably going to want to get that +1 upgrade before the actual battle does come about. The siege tank ability is coming down. The siege tanks are going out, and that Spire is just about finished. Will we see some mineral line harassment with some Mutalisk?
Absolutely. I think we're definitely going to see that. He's not going to get that Spire for no apparent reason. Also, one thing that I want to add here, master level players using all those hotkeys very effectively. You know, got his Balings on one, got his Larvas on others, got his Lings on those, got his Hatch. He's got it all worked out. Up here at the Terran player, same deal. A lot of the time is, guys, and I know that, you know, we are, you know, do the low-level games, and our audience is low-level. If you want to pick up a couple of great little things, start with 1 or 2 hotkeys at a time. Don't try to be pro right off the bat. Start off with just your command center, your hatchery, then
and
start,
your units.
And your units.
Yeah.
Start off small and then gradually add them. Burrow now going down for the Zerg player. What could we see here, Adam?
Well, as it stands right now, it looks like he's deciding whether or not he does want to make a little bit of maybe this would obviously this army is not going to do a whole lot. He's going to place his units out on the map and try and intercept the Terran player. He is going back to his base, so maybe he decided that this is not the right time to push out, or maybe he's going to decide to get some more units before he does.
Yeah, and good looks on these Balings. If I'm thinking what he's going to do, and I like to do this a lot.
Plant them around the map?
Plant them, exactly. Plant them in areas. So there is a quick scan, and it looks like he is going to get speed for these Balings. You know, if he can burrow these Balings, and what you can actually do with the Balings is just like what you can do with SCVs, and look, the army is coming over. You can right-click on the burrow or on the uproot from the burrow, and when something, yeah, exactly, when something runs over them, they will automatically pop up. A lot of people don't know that.
It's effectively a landmine.
Oh, absolutely.
And it goes all the way bad for the Marines.
Oh, and if these Balings can get off and destroy these Marines, and he can warp around some
warp around.
I meant like, warp as in
go around,
as like in a weird shape.
Okay.
Anyways, and he can fly around.
Yes, there you
some
go.
Mutalists and do some damage at home here, but these missile turrets are up. He would be able to do some damage to the supply depots.
Not a whole lot more.
Not a whole lot more.
Maybe enough to try and get Crow to back up or back off of his main Auras expansion to get units out of the front without getting sieged, like he is right now. He is essentially getting contained now by Crow very effectively. He's got his Marines out there, he's got his tanks out there, and that's all he's going to need to do. Yep. If he can contain him, and he is taking his second expansion now, this is exactly what he wants to do. He knows he has the Zerg trapped to a certain extent, but the Zerg also, I'm just noticing this, and forgive me, he does have an expansion of his own, and now with those shields, the Marine's going to have survivability. This could get very interesting.
Absolutely, and these Marines are going to do some serious damage. Uh-oh, these Balings now coming in, and those siege tanks cleaning them up really quickly here. This is not looking good for Zerg. One thing that I do want to say, though, if he did get this going, start saturating this and started building some units, he could have ran up this way, did some damage against those rocks, and then ran into the side of the base. But this here is just a ball of Marines that are going to tear through everything. Without Infestors, you're basically in trouble, and there's the GG, and he's asking for a rematch.
Absolutely, and that was a great game. And by the looks of it, I don't think this was ladder. If I'm going to look at those colors, I'm going to assume it is definitely not ladder. So these guys know each other, and they're probably just having a good friendly game, which is nice to see a GG go up every once in a while, because we don't get nearly enough of them around here. But you know what? Great game by both players. I can't say too much about either one of them, because of course they're masters, and what the hell do I know about masters levels play of StarCraft?
Not a whole lot.
Absolutely nothing. I'll answer that question for you. Absolutely nothing. But you know what? Crow doing a great job of getting that contained just at the right time and pushing out just at the right time, and of course expanding. And at the Zerg end, there's not a whole lot more he could have done. Maybe, what? It seemed to me like he was a bit, he was a bit iffy as to whether or not he wanted to play micro or macro. He did get his early expansion. That doesn't necessarily mean the Zerg is trying to push a macro game. It's just smart play against a Terran player. And it looked like, we saw that hesitation with that attack. I think it was a good move to go back to his base, but at the same time, I think he should have made a more conscious decision to bunker down or hunker down and move into the mid game or push.
Zerg definitely should have been doing a little bit of harassment. He just basically let Terran get the same economy as a Zerg,
which
and
is not
when
what
you do
want.
that, you're basically screwed unless you're God or Jesus or both. Anyways, we got to get going. We got to do some more casts. This is Maximus Black
and Nova War.
Peace out.
Peace.